Rolling Stones, 6 decades, endless hits and iconic stadium concerts worldwide. This is Trippin' Up. I'm Phil Yale, and with me, of course, it's Tripp Rogers. Tripp, welcome back to another episode of Trippin' Up.
Phil, it's always a pleasure. And the Rolling Stones, boy. Mick Jagger said, I'm not going to be playing Satisfaction when I'm in my 50s, prancing around the stage. There's a comment that didn't age well.
It did not age well. And for those of you just joining us, Trippin' Up is a pop music trivia challenge where my goal is to trip up Tripp. He has no notes, folks. He has no notes. I've got a challenge for him, and he's giving me answers off the top of his head. Now, the Rolling Stones, they're really well known for their album-oriented radio deep cuts, but they made many appearances on the Billboard Hot 100 in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. And relying on Google Gemini, who cited Billboard Hot 100 chart history and other music sources, we compiled a list of the top charting Rolling Stone hits, including 8 number ones and 3 number twos. That's a total of 11. Tripp, I'm looking for 10 of the 11. Do you accept this challenge?
I will do my best, my friend. I will do my best.
Then let's start tripping.
All right. First number one for them was I Can't Get No Satisfaction from 1965.
You are 1 for 1.
19th Nervous Breakdown.
19th Nervous Breakdown peaked at number 2 the next year in 1966.
Angie, that was in the 70s.
Angie, 1973, a top of the chart number 1 hit.
Miss You. That was 78.
78, also a number 1 hit. You've got 4.
I don't think Beast of Burden is on the list. I don't think that did that well.
You are correct. It is not on the list.
Yeah. Start Me Up.
Start Me Up peaked at number 2 in 1981. It was used in the commercial Tripp for who?
Windows 95. Okay. First song that just popped in my head. You Can't Always Get What You Want. I don't think that was a big hit.
You are correct.
That's a memorable cut. That's a memorable cut because it was included in the soundtrack to, oh God, I lost the name. Big Chill.
It is.
It's amazing how your mind works.
It is my kids' most hated song because when they were growing up and they would ask for something and I would say no, they would say why, and then I would sing the lyrics to that song.
Okay. Paint It Black, I don't think was a big hit.
Paint It Black was a number 1 hit back in 1966.
Like I said, Paint It Black was a big hit.
It was a very big hit. They had another one back in 1965 that came right off the heels of I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Could be referred to in modern languages. I don't want you to be interfering with my internet storage.
Get Off of My Cloud.
Get Off of My Cloud, 1965. That also peaked at number 1. So let's just go quickly through. You've got I Can't Get No Satisfaction, Get Off My Cloud, Paint It Black, Angie, Miss You, 19th Nervous Breakdown, and Start Me Up. If I add all those up, Tripp, you've already got 7 out of the 10 that I was looking for.
Give me a year.
1967, there was a number 1 hit that was actually a B-side.
Ruby Tuesday?
Ruby Tuesday. It was the B-side to Let's Spend the Night Together.
Yeah.
1969. They did 2 versions of this song. One was on the album, which was totally different than the one that was released as a single.
I was gonna say "Give Me Shelter," but I don't think that's right. That's an album cut.
There's a certain genre of music.
I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it.
No, Good tune, not on this list. Would be played in I associate with the bars back in maybe in the 20s. Piano, heavy piano. I think that there were two versions, as I mentioned. One was a single. The other was more of an acoustic country style version that was off their Let It Bleed album. I believe it was off their Let It Bleed album. 1969, number one hit.
Now you got me. You got me. I'm totally lost at this point.
A drum roll.
Drum roll.
Honky Tonk Women, number one. We got 9. We only need one more. There's two choices left. One was from 1971 and has perhaps one of the most memorable album covers of all time. It's off of that album, and the other was from 1980.
Well, the album cover you're referring to is the one with the zipper on it.
That would be correct.
Yeah, and it would be a song from that album, and I'm trying to think of what the hits were from that one, and I am drawing a blank.
Highly controversial song because of what people thought it was about.
Not Wild Horses, is it?
No, not Wild Horses. There was some debate as to whether it referred to a certain thing that people may indulge in, or the other side, it had to do with
Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar. That is correct. That peaked at number 2 and back in 1971.
Yeah.
So you've got 10 of the 11. The other one, it was actually a number 1 song, Trip, from 1980.
1980.
It was a title track of their 1980 album, by the way.
Shattered? No, it's not Shattered.
It's not Shattered. Jagger sings in a falsetto on this one.
Yeah, not drawing a blank.
Drum roll. Emotional Rescue.
Oh.
So here's
Phil, you sit there, Phil, you sit there and I am the type of person who will sit here and agonize over the ones I missed. And that's one of them, because I should have known Emotional Rescue, because I was
Here's the complete list. I Can't Get No Satisfaction, Get Off My Cloud, Paint It Black, Ruby Tuesday, Honky Tonk Women, Angie, Miss You, Emotional Rescue, 19th Nervous Breakdown, Brown Sugar, Start Me Up Before I Forget, Trip. You posted Angie yesterday on, you know how you, yeah.
Yes.
So I made a comment on Facebook about that. Okay,
yeah.
here's a bonus question for you. I think the Stones are done touring, and it got me to wonder, Trip, are you aware of any other classic rock groups, primarily from the 60s, that are still touring with at least some of the original members?
The Beach Boys still have Mike Love and Bruce Johnston.
Yeah, that's one I thought of.
And they were from there. You know, it's funny because again, when we tape these things, you know, things pop into my mind. John Lodge just passed away from the Moody Blues, but they stopped touring in 2018. Actually, I saw them on their last tour.
So did I.
So that was a huge memory for me. And they did Days of Future Past. That was a piece of resistance. And the thing is, the Days of Future Past, the spoken content, they had Jeremy Irons re-record it.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about, you know, Jeremy Irons has that recognizable voice. That was great.
That album, by the way, Trip, is one of my top 10 albums of all time. But as far as other groups from the 60s.
Well, I mean, Peter Noone still performs. Tommy James performs, but none of the original Shondells are with him.
Yeah.
Gary Lewis, I think Gary Lewis still does appearances. I think one other member of the Playboys are with him, but I could be wrong on that. And I know there's a couple members of the Buckinghams who go out as the Buckinghams. I think they're still performing too, but the list is rather short.
The Cowsills come to mind.
Yeah, you're right. Cowsills, Susan, Bob, and oh God, I can't think of his name. I met him. I met them all.
Yeah,
You're right. The Cowsills, the Turtles, but Mark Volman died.
right.
So I don't know if I think the Turtles. Like, Howard Kalin is still alive, but he stopped performing a few years ago. So, um,
Well, the thing is, folks, if you have a chance to see any of these original members still performing, the clock is ticking on all of them. Take advantage of it while you can.
and Phil, you bring up a great point, and one of the things that we talk about, I was talking about, you go to see these shows now. Granted, they're older. They're not, this is not the group that you remember, but still to have a chance to see them is is a great pleasure.
Holly and I've had a chance to see a couple that were excellent performances. The best performance we saw was Dave Mason. I will tell you, if anyone has a chance to see Dave Mason, he is incredible in concert to this day.
And you know something, I saw him open in 2017 for the Doobie Brothers. It was Doobie Brothers in Chicago, and I gotta tell you, it was great. He was wonderful, but he opened, and a lot of people didn't see it, because they were coming in, and I was like, "It's Dave Mason," and I was sitting there going, "Please do, will you love me tomorrow?" And he did it. I was like, that was so great because Dave Mason's known for "We Just Disagree," "Let It Go, Let It Flow," but he did a remake of "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow," which I always loved. That was the summer 1978.
I uh, I did an episode on the Let It Flow album. I think it's one of the most underrated albums from the late 70s. And I played that "Will You Love Me Tomorrow," or I think he calls it "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow." I played his
Yeah.
version, the original one by the Shirelles and one by Michael Stanley, but alas, I digress. Hey, Tripp, you were able to beat this challenge. Hey, for listeners of this episode, how did you do? Let us know in the comments section. Please subscribe, like, and like I said, comment. Check the show description for links to follow Tripp, including on WRHQ.com, 105.3 FM in Savannah, Georgia, and internet radio station WTRSradio.com. Tripp also makes appearances on Phil's Tracks, a docu-discography series, and he also joins me for a new series called Mystery Pack Jukebox. Make sure you check that out on this YouTube channel. Tripp, thanks again for joining us on this episode of Trippin' Up.
It's always a pleasure, Phil.